Hello, everyone, and welcome to Spelunkers, game exploration podcast. I am Tom, and I am joined again by Ryan.
Hello.
Tyler.
What up, you bunch of grumps?
And Chris.
What up?
And this time we are talking about our favorite snacks, Bugsnax. And they're gross.
What are you talking about? Snacks. We're also going to sing the entire song.
We won't because I have not listened to the entire song, so I don't have to.
Very good.
Did you skip the credits? What's wrong with you?
I didn't skip the credits, but I definitely walked away while they were rolling.
As soon as it happened, he's like, fuck it, shut it off.
I let it go for B-roll footage while I was getting something to drink. But yes, Bugsnax. And Tyler's going to tell us all about the Bugsnax.
Hosting, boys, strap in. Here we go. All right, so this game starts off unlike any other game, I think, that we've ever played. You're sitting there in front of your boss. What's her name? Clumby Clumbernut. Yeah, that's how we're starting this bad boy off.
Yeah,
Clumby Clumbernut.
C Clumby Clumber.
Yeah, C. I wonder what the C stands for.
We can't talk about that.
We'll never know. But she's basically talking to you about all these different stories. What is the network that she works for again? It's
GGN, I think.
GGN.
I thought it was
Or
GNN.
GNN, yeah, GNN.
Yeah. Grump News Network.
Grump News Network. Okay.
Yeah.
So you quickly find out that you are a reporter for the company and that you are given this task to go and find one Lisbert Megafig who is working on this island, and she's trying to discover Bugsnax. And I think it really solidifies right off the bat what this game tone is going to be, because it's very comical right off the bat. I'm trying to think of who the Clumby Clumbernut reminded me of. It kind of reminds me of the old woman from Monsters Inc. You know, the one that like sits behind the desk and is like, "I'm watching you, Wazowski." That kind of a character.
Yeah. I got like J. Jonah Jameson vibe. I think that's where like they put the naming convention from. Like,
Sure.
Yeah, that's a lot smarter than what I just said. So we're gonna go with what Ryan said.
So, but character design wise, how many, like, do you guys watch Friends, or have you watched Friends?
I've seen Friends.
Okay, so Emmy, my wife, is a huge Friends person. There is an episode in season 9 with Freddie Prinze Jr. on it where he's the male nanny. I'm going to put this in your Discord so people won't know, but one of these guys' names is the Grumpus. And you cannot tell me that these two puppets here are very similar to, like, not exact, but that's all I could think about the entire time that I played this game. Is this based off of a Friends episode?
Yeah, but I mean, those also look very much like Muppets, which these Grumpuses also look like.
Which is what they also look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, they totally look
I'm
like.
just saying, that's all I could think of.
It's basically like you're playing as a first-person Tickle Me Elmo the whole time.
But nobody will tickle you.
But nobody will tickle you except for the Bugsnax. They
Well,
might.
you get some hugs though, so
That's true.
cool.
That's true. So you're basically given this task to go to the island of Snacktooth to go and find one Lisbert Megafig, and you quickly are on your way. And I think it's so stupid how it starts off, and you're like this weird ass boat with a giant balloon on it. Really makes the design for the ship makes no sense at all. And so when you see this thing start to go down, I'm like, of course, why is it in the air in the first place?
What, you never play Final Fantasy?
thank you. Yeah.
It's an
You're
airship.
attacked by a giant pizza.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about the pizza.
Yeah.
Just immediately.
So you crash land on the island of Snacktooth, and you come to, and you see, I believe your first little Bugsnax crawling around is a Strabby, which we will come to know and love, and then you fall off of a cliff and become unconscious.
So this is the future, right? Like this is like then the rest of the game's a flashback to the end.
No.
Because you wake up in the same exact frickin' way.
No, I think it's just coincidence.
On the ground again, just exactly the same.
I don't
We're
think...
like, we'll just use the same movie and just dress it up a little.
Well, not to get too far like into the plot, but I'm wondering if like this whole thing was even real. You know what I mean? Because there is like this whole plot device within the GNN network that they have these completely outrageous stories. You know, like they're like these completely ridiculous news tabloids, like you would see at the aisle as you're going through the grocery store. That is like, oh, Bigfoot's walking around, kind of shit.
You just got done telling me about not watching the credits, but I came back and there's words after the credits that talk about things that we'll talk about later, I guess. But
yeah, which we'll get into when we meet some more characters.
Yeah,
which will be like 20 minutes from now. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe what you're thinking of is this is the point where you do get a flashback. Like the game actually opens, like cold opens with you on the boat, and then you fall off the cliff, and then it flashes back to you talking to your boss.
Okay.
But then it flashes back forward to after you had fallen.
Yeah.
And then just somehow is exactly the same as when you wake up at the end after being thrown out of something.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a small island. What do you want? What do you want? But you wake up and you quickly realize that there is a giant blue Muppet creature, another grumble right across from you, and that would be one of our lords and saviors, Filbo Fiddlepie, who you meet for the very first time. And I love these character interactions, and I think that's what this game really does well, is they insert a lot of comedy in. I wasn't expecting there to be a lot of dialogue options. Was that something that struck you guys differently? Like, were you expecting that to be able to choose what you were saying to these characters?
Yeah, I certainly didn't imagine such an emphasis on character decision when I started this game. I was imagining much more of a mechanically driven game with some character plot line to move everything along. But I was pleasantly surprised because the voice acting is very well done, the writing's really good, and each grump has a very specific and well drawn out personality. Yeah, good job.
That's
good job,
that's the good job, Capcom. Capcom made this game. Yeah, that's like the big thing, is that they are really well developed characters, which is not something you expect when you look at, like, I mean, I guess the Muppets are well developed, but when you look at a Muppet-like character that somebody has made other than the creators of the Muppets, you're like, that thing's stupid. That thing's gonna be stupid.
That's such a rip-off of Jim Henson. God damn it.
Well, and like you would expect that too when like they introduce themselves. They're like, "Oh, my name is Filbo." Like,
yeah,
that's a fucking weird name, but okay.
Yeah, who made that shit up? Your parents hate you, don't they?
And I didn't bring this up at the beginning for whatever reason, but I wasn't expecting the game to be in first person. That actually threw me off a lot when I first started the game. I didn't really have any expectation for what this game was going to be, but when I started like running and I fell off the cliff at that first, like before it goes to that first cutscene, I definitely wasn't expecting to be running around in first person, so that was surprising. And I think
they didn't show anything though. Like
they had shown
like
one
you were
trailer.
in like third person though, but like it was always like just you were looking at other characters.
I feel like every time I saw the game prior to playing, it was always like environmental shots, like or characters running through the environments or the Bugsnax or whatever. It was never actual gameplay footage of like this is what you're doing.
Yeah. So I guess you easily could go do. I didn't watch anything about this game, so I think I saw the PS5 when they did the reveal trailer, and I think that was the extent of anything that I knew about this game. But
yeah, basically
you could easily think it's like a cinematic thing at that point.
Yeah,
without you actually holding like one of the traps out in front of you, I guess it'd be like, oh, I don't really know what's happening.
There was a gameplay trailer that showed that it was in first person, so I already knew. But that's cool that it was a surprise for you. I mean, it was a surprise when they showed it in the trailer. Nobody expected that based on the
I didn't
song.
watch that trailer, so I had no idea. So I think it helped with the gameplay because I was wondering how we were going to play it to begin with. So it was like, oh, maybe it'll be like a third person, like Pokemon style game, and that is not what we got at all. So.
Although they did keep saying their names like Pokemon, so
that's true.
Yeah,
but
Pokemon vibes here for sure. Real quick, I want to point out a joke that I thought was funny. When you fall off the cliff and then you do the flashback and you talk to your editor, at the very end of you talking to your editor, she says, "Try not to fall off a cliff," and then it flashes back to right after you fell off a cliff. It's very good.
It's very, very good, he says.
It was a joke.
Wow, you guys don't like funny stuff? That's interesting.
I thought it was good.
Well, good. On my screen, the people on the left side thought it was funny. The people on the right side thought it was a joke.
It was okay. But I think the funnier joke is the fact that, like, as you're talking to Filbo, sorry. Oh I'm gonna fuck their names up the rest of the show. So strap in.
Have a drink quick.
As you're talking to Philbo, and you see like the mayor sash, and like you quickly get the dialogue from him that he's like the stand-in mayor whenever Lisbert isn't around, and like everybody fucking hates him, and nobody like gives him any respect. And I was like, oh man, I feel kind of bad for you. He's like, oh, I'm so hungry. I need to eat. So then like he gives you your very first item, which is like your trap to start catching these Bugsnax, and you catch your first Bugsnax, which is of course Strabby, the cutest little strawberry little spider creature in the world. And you feed it to him, and then you turn his nose or whatever into a giant strawberry, and he's like, oh, that's totally cool.
I didn't turn his nose. I think I did his hand.
I think it auto does your hand. You don't have the snap.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you don't get to choose yet.
I don't remember. Let's be honest. I don't fucking remember. Okay.
You
Anyway.
definitely did something with the strawberry, though.
Yeah, you turn a part of his body into a snack. All right. Guess what? That's the whole point of the game. You're turning people into snacks. The bugs are snacks, and you turn people into snacks. But then Philbo kind of fills you in more about how like the town that they were in kind of just crumbled when Lisbert went missing, and he wants you to try to get the town back together. And again, this was something I wasn't expecting. Is it turns into a weird city builder in a way, in that aspect of like trying to get all these different aspects of the town back together. So I thought that was like a neat little thing to introduce. And right after that, Philbo takes you to meet like one of the very first townspeople, which is one Wambus. Troublehead. And Wambus is like the town farmer, but he's like really terrible at farming. He can only like farm like ketchup and shit for whatever reason.
He's the sauce boss.
Yeah, but he's just horrible at farming. And then you'll end up doing a kind of jumping ahead a little bit. You're going to do a side quest for him eventually, where he's like, "Hey, go find some Bugsnax. I'm going to bury him in the dirt and see if some shit grows out of it." Like,
yeah. And when you originally find him, like he has left town and he's trying to make a farm a little bit away from town. It's not very far at all. I don't know what he's trying to do.
Yeah, it's like a walk away.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of Bugsnax already planted there. That's not working for him.
Yeah, they got googly-eyed dirt mounds.
It's because I love that the dirt mounds get the Bugsnax eyes.
Yeah. And but anyway, he's basically just a ketchup farmer, and all he's good at is producing ketchup.
But it's nice in town, yeah. Because at his farm, every time you find a new sauce, then he grows it. So,
just really smart.
It's pretty handy, except that they actually regenerate pretty fast when you take them, like 20 seconds or something. I think they repopulate.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really handy later.
Yes, it is. And then you do a side quest basically for Wambus, where you gotta, I don't know, catch some Bugsnax or some shit. I don't remember.
Philbo and Wambus don't like each other. Well, actually, nobody or not.
I don't think
Gramble. It's Gramble.
It's not that Wambus doesn't like Philbo. He just doesn't have any respect for him. And there's actually like a really funny joke later on that I wrote down where Philbo's talking to Wambus. It's like they have like a party eventually when you get a couple of more people in the town. And Philbo goes to Wambus and goes, "Welcome to the party, Wambone." And Wambus just goes, "I don't like you." And just like walks away. It's like, damn, dude, why you gotta disrespect him like that? Like, Philbo's a cool dude. He's fine.
That's really good. Here for Wambus, you get a Frieder, 2 Shiska bugs, and a Bunger to eat as revenge for constantly tearing up his farm.
Yeah, and this is like the very first like open area that you go to where you see like more than one Bugsnax kind of roaming, right? So it's like you have the Bunger, the Frieder, what was the other one? Shishka bug, and then eventually you get like a soda pop.
Yep, in the water, and then
I think he's called.
Sweetie Fly.
Yeah.
And I love it because like little Sweetie Flies, I was like, Sweetie Fly, Sweetie Fly.
And then there's the little like snack pod thing that's in every area.
Yeah, every area has its own like snack pod, and I think in this one it's like pretzels or something.
Yeah, and there's like, what is it, like 4? I think there's a platinum trophy for clearing an entire area of 1.
Yeah.
Oh, there is, baby.
Yeah, you get a platinum just for doing that, actually. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
I think that was the last thing I needed to do for the platinum.
Easy platinum. But after you get Wambus, you do a side quest for him. It's like every side quest is just catching Bugsnax, right? Like
for the most part, yeah.
End of the day, you're gonna be catching some a lot of Bugsnax. But I don't remember where it's introduced. It might be when you first meet Filbo, like, or shortly after. I think it's shortly after, and I completely forgot about this. But when you see the Strawbee for the first time, that's kind of when it like shows you how to go into like picture mode, and you can take a picture of
scanning
Bugsnax and kind of get more details of like what you can use to catch them, what they like and dislike and stuff. And I thought it was like a really cool like kind of Pokemon Snap kind of a thing that they added to the game. That I wasn't really expecting that feature to be in there, just to give you some more information about what these creatures are, and that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was streaming it, somebody in the chat, I remember, who basically called it like open area free roam Pokemon Snap. I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. And so you do these this first side quest for Wambus, and he's like, okay, I'll go back to the town. And then like as you're walking to town, you just like run into the very next person from town who's literally just like living in a cave right outside of the town outskirts, who is of course the gossip queen herself, Bethica Winklesnoot.
I could not stand her.
She's the worst.
Yeah.
I made her a hot dog, entire hot dog by the end. So.
I don't remember what I made her into. I think I turned her, because there's a trophy for turning somebody into like a burger, a soda, and fries. And I think I did that to her.
I did that to Wambus. He was already a burger and fries.
Yeah, I think I already did. And then there was the ice cream one, where you had to make it that banana split thing.
Yep. I did that to...
I think I did that to Wambus.
But Bethica wants you to do some more Bugsnax catching, right? And just kind of you just going around catching Bugsnax until you go back to town.
Yeah, what I like about her, though, is once you get her into town, she isn't all catching Bugsnax. You gotta do these weird, like, spy on people.
Yeah, she's like, hey, why don't you go look and see what the fuck Wambus is doing at midnight for no reason? And then just, like, turns out Wambus is just, like, talking to a cactus that's his wife, because his wife... He's married to his wife, but his wife fucking hates him, or they have a weird relationship. He's like, she's like, hey, you're a farmer. That's cool. I'm gonna go do my thing over here and be like an archaeologist and like an adventurer. So you go do you. But he's like talking mad shit about her like all the time, and how she like never wants to be around him.
He's just an angry farmer.
Oh yeah, he
doesn't like anybody.
Yeah, he's just a curmudgeon. Yeah, that's like interesting. They go into some things I did not expect them to go into, like a failing marriage and whether or not we should eat living things. I don't think they do a good job of like fully going into those and like paying them off. They don't pay them off very well, but it's interesting the situations these characters are in.
But we're gonna get into it like later as other characters are introduced, and I think they do a really good job.
Yeah,
of how those relationships are painted out.
Yeah, the relationships between two of the characters I think they do it very, very well.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things that like really sold me on this game, as I was like getting further into it, and I was like really invested in that relationship and wanted to see how it turned out. So I was happy with that in the end. But that's what the downside of this, right, is like a lot of this is just going to be us talking about, we had to meet this townsperson, and then we did some Bugsnax catching, and now we got to meet the next townsperson. So basically, you do some stuff for Bethica, and then you go back to town, and then it's like, oh, hey, this new area is unlocked now. Why don't you go in there, and we can find some more townspeople that we're missing. And you basically have a list of all these people that you're missing. But then there's a new gameplay mechanic that's added on top of that, that you are supposed to like find out more information about Lisbert and what happened to her. And so you have these interviews that you start to do with these individual characters, and the interviews range in like really weird ways, like asking them basically why they came to Snacktooth Island, what they know about Lisbert, like for Wambus, he talks about his wife, and then you can start to like dissect more into that, like what the fuck happened with your wife, like why is she doing this while you're over here. And it's a really good way of like building up these characters and getting to know them. And I really like that. I thought that was really cool, because it's like they portray you as an interviewer from the jump, and you're doing your job.
Yeah, and then after each interview, I think you usually get a little tidbit on what's her name?
Lisbert.
Lisbert?
Yeah, Lisbert. Yeah. So you get like a key to her, or one of her cabinets, a key to her journal.
Yep.
You end up finding film reels. The first couple I think you find in the house, and then there's a couple you find like in the wild.
which I really like those. The film reels were really cool because it's basically like a weird calling card almost that they were making to try to get people to come to the island.
Yeah.
And I think it does another good job of showing her relationship with Agabel, which is a character that, we don't see until the end of the plot and what happens with the story. And it's really cool to see how that relationship kind of devolves and evolves by the end of the game, which I think, I keep saying it over and over, I feel like, but I think that's what this game really excels at, is its relationships and how these characters interact with one another. And we're going to see another one of those interactions when we get to this next area, which is the Simmering Springs, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Does that sound right?
That
Great.
sounds right.
It's cool. God, this is rough.
There's definitely a place in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of places and a lot of things and a lot of Bugsnax. So,
real quick, since we just talked about interviews, did you guys ever re-ask somebody a question? Because when you do, it plays back like this muffled cassette audio as if you're actually playing back the tape that you just recorded, which is cool that they re-recorded every single line or distorted it in some kind of audio mixer or whatever.
I did not, but I did notice that it looked like he was holding a recorder on the side. It was like his notepad while he was doing it.
It's like just taped to it because he hits the record button every time you start it. Yeah,
that's a cool touch. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
But you go to Simmering Springs and we're introduced to 2 more characters. You can kind of do this any way you want. There's 2 characters in this area. We have the one singing superstar, Wiggle Wiggle Bottom. And then, of course, Gramble Giggle Funny. So we'll start off with Gramble because that's the way I did it. And Gramble's mission is kind of important because you get one of your next items in your inventory, which is the Bug Ball, which has a little strabby in it. And you use it to kind of maneuver around and push other Bugsnax that are hiding in holes or cover it in whatever condiment is around to try to attract other Bugsnax to get into your trap. And I think that introduces a really cool new gameplay mechanic. But I think that's where I started to see the frustrations in the game and how the gameplay mechanics melted into one another. Did you guys see that? With the bug ball and how it's like, oh, here's this bug ball. This bug likes chocolate. Well, you can attract it with the chocolate, but then it might not actually go over there because it's going to be scared for some random shit for no reason.
Yeah, because you're standing just close enough.
Yeah, so then you cover the bug ball in it to try to get it over there, and it's like just a weird disconnect in a way that I felt like, I don't know, it just didn't really make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I think of all the tools we're given, that bug ball is my least favorite.
It was in the beginning until you get to the end with the trip line or the trip shot, because shooting that at the ball and then controlling the ball, you can move your trip line around.
Which I did not even realize until the end of the game because I was looking at the trophy list and I found out.
I only realized because of the trophies, and then you can also run it through fire to burn a frozen enemy, which was very helpful.
Oh,
which again, they don't ever tell you that.
Nope.
No.
So, and I think that's where the disconnect comes in with how it plays into your traps and catching the Bugsnax. Because all they really say is at the beginning is oh, hey, I think Gramble wants you to bring 3 oranges or whatever, these weird little orange things to him that he lost that ran away from his ranch because he's the rancher. He doesn't eat the Bugsnax. Everybody else eats Bugsnax, but he's no, they're my
He's
friends.
gonna eat them.
We're gonna make that fucker eat some Bugsnax. So
I like when you meet when you first get on that beach though, Gramble and Wiggle she's playing a song or something, and Gramble basically tells her to fuck off because she's scaring them all away.
Well, and that's a weird thing too, because Gramble and Wiggle have this weird relationship where Wiggle acts like she likes him, but then you find out that she maybe really doesn't like him, and she's kind of using him because he's a rancher to steal his Bugsnax.
And you find stuff out about her later, but Wiggle is probably my favorite character, one of my favorite characters, just because she's so animated and she sings all the time, which I just thought was hilarious. And then when you get to her boss fight later and she's singing that crazy song, I was that is funny. I like this.
She drove me
I enjoyed
nuts.
that part.
I
Oh, I love that.
I just
she's
have a note
always
here that says
swinging her
Wiggle
hips
sucks.
when she's talking. She's like, and it was like at the end, I can't take anything seriously because I think she was a giant, freaking. Oh, she was entirely the mega whatever the sushi thing.
Mega Monkey.
Yeah, the Mega Maki, and that was like the first time in the game that I was like fucking horrified at like what these people turn into when they eat the Bugsnax, because like when she becomes a sushi monster, basically, she is scary looking. Like it is some like horror movie shit, and it was very unsettling.
Yeah, but this is the first part where you encounter ones that you can't, like, if you didn't go back from in the first area, like right away. This is like the first part where you come across like I don't remember what they're like, the daiquiris or whatever shooting out of the water.
Correct. Yes.
Like, what the fuck? How am I supposed to catch that? You're like jumping at it, trying to get it in the net.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's I think that's where the game really falls a lot for me, is where like it just doesn't explain mechanics well enough.
Yeah.
Especially at the start, like with the daiquiri thing jumping out of the water all the time. There is nothing in there that ever tells you like, hey, you're not gonna be able to catch that shit right now. So come back way later.
I think if you scan it, it says something about nabbing it out of the air, but it doesn't, like, you don't know that, like that's why I was jumping in the air, like, trying to grab it. I'm like, this is bullshit.
Well, you can catch it if you set a trap like on where it springs out of. It'll bounce off the trap and get stunned. So you can catch it technically at that point.
And there's a lot of like shit like that you can kind of mess with the mechanics of how the traps work to make them work in your favor. And that's how I felt like I ended up playing this game a lot, where it's like, this should not work here. Especially when we get like the spring thing later, that like the spring launcher.
Oh, yep. When you go to the canyon or whatever. What I do like though is the little mechanic for what is it, the grape Skeeto or whatever, where you just throw the sauce on the one bug and it goes down and starts like eating the other bug till it's too fat, and then you can catch it.
Yeah, I never did that. I just knew that it liked chocolate, and I sprayed some shit with chocolate and caught it.
Oh no, I definitely threw chocolate at another Bugsnax, and it just goes down on it and starts like eating it, and then you just get it when it's all fat.
It's a mosquito. It's a big Bugsnax mosquito.
Grape Skeeto.
Grape Skeeto, yep. And there's another one later on, I believe.
Yeah. And there's the olive fly thing in the first area. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a few bugs early on, especially that I caught, and I wasn't really sure how I caught them. They just randomly got stunned, and I was like, sure, I'll grab that thing. I don't know how I'm supposed to catch it, but I'm taking it now.
Like
and then
the
I
weird sandwich centipede thing.
Yes, that's
I
one.
remember. That's what I figured, because I had that. I think I ran like the bug ball into it, and like it broke apart. I was like, fuck, I'll pick one of you up, I guess.
Yeah,
I threw the mayo at the pickle jar, and it chased after that, and I was like, what the hell just happened? And then I did something else, and there's another one where I caught maybe the not the, I think it was when the barbecue burger guy. Like, I'm like, how the no, it was the potatoes. When you get the potatoes later, I'm like, how the fuck did I catch this last time? The first one you encountered, just the, I don't know, whatever it is, the canyon, that one. And I'm like, how the hell did I catch this last time? I was back there like walking around like, how the, and I'm like doing all these different things and nothing was working. I'm like, I don't remember. I got this. Screw this. I'll do this later. And I walked away from it.
Yeah, Centipede is, by the way, we should mention our favorite Bugsnax. Centipede is my favorite. He's just so goofy looking.
Nope.
Yeah, we haven't got to my favorite yet.
We haven't gotten to my favorite yet either.
No, if I have a favorite.
So back to the story. So you get Gramble and Wiggle to come back to the town, and Gramble has this really cool mechanic where he opens up his ranch again, and he's just like, hey, collect some fucking Bugsnax for me and drop them off, and I'll open up your inventory. And I was just like, immediately, that's all I'm doing.
Yeah, just keep dumping them.
Yeah, I'm going to dump all these in here because this inventory sucks. It was like nothing. I think you could like hold 6 at the beginning.
Yeah.
Sound right?
And I think what I originally was doing is I was just doing, like, donating ones that I hadn't before, because I didn't know if you could just donate any or if they had to be new ones, and then later I think you have to do specific ones, but I didn't know.
That they never talk about at all. It's just like, what goes in here? Well, apparently anything and everything, and it doesn't matter how many or what you have, they can all go into the range, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I think we probably all did that, right? Expanded our inventory immediately all the way.
Yeah.
I think you can go from like 6 to 20. Does that sound right?
18.
It's a lot.
18.
Yeah, I knew it was a lot.
I think you have to donate, isn't it like 30 Maybe. I think that was the number for how many you had to don't. Yeah, total. To get to the last one.
But one of the issues with that, right, is like it doesn't tell you like to stop donating. It's just like, hey, keep donating for no reason because they're not going to stay in the ranch. You're not going to see them. You're going to see a couple of the ones.
They do pop up a message that I think is pretty clear. That's like, you can keep donating, but it's not going to do anything. But we're going to let you keep donating because it's a nice thing to do.
But what's weird with that is like you don't see all the Bugsnax that you donate in the ranch. It's like,
whatever you did that time or last time.
Yeah, like back a couple of them, pick and choose, and it seemed like it was more of like the important ones, especially as you do missions for Gramble later on, where he's like, "I want this specific Bugsnax," and like that was kind of the only ones you get.
Yeah. When you get back with Gramble too, you got to do another one of his little obstacle runs, I think, for that Strawby and the ball.
Yeah,
you're like up on the top, and you got to like lead something else because he's trying to teach another Bugsnax to be like straw.
Yeah, that's kind of later on, but yeah,
root or whatever what the hell does he call it?
It's like a root.
He has a name for it. I don't remember what he calls it.
It's some like weird carrot thing. It's like white, but yeah, I think it's a little bit later on. It's a side quest that you just like do the obstacle course for the Strabby, and that one's difficult because you have to like maneuver it around the other grumps in the camp.
Yeah, there's like one that just kicks it like way the fuck off. Like
for no reason.
Like she just like screw you and like comes at it.
What a dick.
Yeah,
why would you do that?
He just kicks it. The other ones just kind of walk around and they may walk into it, but yeah, as soon as she sees it, she just like runs straight for it because she's a hungry slut.
She's angry that she can't eat that Strawby. So
right.
She
just wants to eat all of Gramble's stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. Because the original, like, when you originally get Strabby, you'd think that obstacle course would be training, but I just pointed my laser outside the obstacle course, like, next to me, and Strabby ran it all on his own.
Oh, I didn't do that. I actually navigated.
Wow, that's way smarter. That's kind of annoying as fuck.
Yeah,
I super struggled with that obstacle course. It was, like, way hard to me for some reason, especially later on when you go, I think you go to the Scorching Sands or whatever.
You gotta lead that black raspberry out or whatever.
Yeah, the Sizzling Sands was the one. Yeah, you gotta lead the raspberry, and like I fucked that up a lot. Yeah. But this is also a time where like something really funny can happen in the camp where you bring Gramble back, and like you have the option to go to sleep, which we haven't mentioned at all. Like you can change what time of day it is by going and sleeping in like anybody's fucking bed for whatever reason. It doesn't matter whose bed it is. Just
at the end, you can't though. Once everybody's back, you can only sleep in Lizbert's or in the airship. I think.
I slept in whatever bed I wanted.
Oh, I didn't sleep at all until the end when I was looking for very specific ones. It only comes out when it rains, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta sleep for 4 days before I see it rain.
I feel like I slept in Wambus's bed a lot because I didn't want that weirdo like with his weird cactus wife or whatever is going on.
Man, let them do what they want.
Nah, that was
whatever makes you happy.
Nah, not in this town.
I got a cactus just off frame, man.
Take that back to the farm outside of town. But one of the funny gameplay mechanics here is like you can wake up in the middle of the night and you can feed Gramble because he sleepwalks. And I thought that was really funny. It's like just turning him into a weird Bugsnax creature without him knowing, and so he just like wakes up. He's like, "What the fuck? What is happening?"
I didn't need anything, I swear.
But after you do the Simmering Springs and you bring Wiggle and Gramble back, you can go to the Scorch Gorge, which has Cramdo.
Okay, I lied. He's my favorite because literally every time he talked, all I picture is Danny DeVito.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm like
that's
I swear,
exactly
like, every time he was talking, all I hear is Frank Reynolds' voice from Always Sunny.
Well, that's funny because I thought of him as the dad from Matilda. Which is like
Danny DeVito. So
yeah, that's exactly. It's like the same character.
I didn't really think of anybody specifically. I just like that he's grouchy and very real, like straight with you. I need money.
This is where you get the barrel launch or the launcher too.
Yeah.
Is Triffany in this area now, or does she kind of leave? I don't remember.
She's there.
Oh yeah, she's just
she's in the ruins, right on the right hand side. So this is where we finally meet Wambus's wife, Triffany. I'm sorry, say that again.
I'm gonna say it every time.
Wambus. A Wambus?
A Wambus.
Yeah, that's it.
A Wimbo Wambus, Wimbo Wambus.
But you have Triffany, which is Wambus's wife, and for whatever reason they don't have the same last name. That's fine.
Maybe they're boyfriend, girlfriend.
They're married.
Maybe they're separated. They were having troubling times.
Hyphenated? I don't know. They do a lot of progressive stuff in here. You would think they would like have a hyphenated name or something. I don't know. I digress. So you can choose which side quest you want to do, really, to get the person back to the town. I don't remember what Triffany's is. Do you guys remember? I know you have to go to the ruins.
You gotta catch you gotta lead her in the ruins, and then you gotta catch her a bunch of them freaking rib things that climb on the walls. The ribipedes or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's another hidden spot. I think you get one of the shy weenie worms.
They're the different ones. Yeah, because the original weenie worms in the very first area that you can catch, because Bevica, that's her favorite. And then these are these are the different ones, which is why I made her a giant weenie. These are like weird, like chili dog kind of, or relish on them or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're in that secret place with a bunch of more dead bodies.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's what she wants you to investigate the ruins to find out what happened to the grumps that were there prior to them arriving. That's right. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you get her ribs first, right?
Yeah. Yep. And it's basically like her trying to figure out what the hell happened to these grumps and why they were there. And boy, howdy, does that have a very dark ending. This game.
Yes. Spoilers. And what you find out later is why she's actually there is interesting too. But we'll go into that later.
So then she goes back to the camp, and then I totally skipped over the fact that I believe that once you get Wiggle and Gramble back is when you have your first party.
Yep.
So like
it's like a campfire or something.
It's like basically just like welcoming everybody back to the town, but really everybody just kind of shits on Filbo the whole time.
I fucking hate you. You suck.
Basically talk shit about him. So then after you get Triffany, you go and get a Cromdo, and that's where you get your trap launcher or spring launcher, whatever you want to call it. And I thought that mechanic was really fun, and like how it teaches you to do it, because I believe that's where you put the rocks on the spring launcher and you kind of control it to hit the targets.
Yeah,
the windmills. Yep.
Yeah, because he's trying to sell you a bridge so you can get across to the next area, but then the bridge is broken, and he's like, you gotta fix it yourself. Fuck off, and then he runs away back down, go back to town.
It's basically like fuck off, but also come back and shop with me again, please. Sometime.
Yeah.
I was able to like sneak my way to try and get on that bridge before the game allowed, and it broke then too. So that bridge is just bound to break. Yeah.
So after that, you go back to the town, and then you have unlocked Sugar Pine Woods.
What I think is weird is when you go back, it seems like everybody has like their rival. Like Wambus doesn't like Gramble.
Correct.
Bevica and Cromdo fucking hate each other.
Correct. But Cromdo kind of has a reason to hate Bevica because she's always in everybody's shit. Like, literally, there is a mission for every single.
Hate Bevica.
I thought she was cool, but there's literally a mission for every character to like, hey, why don't you spy on these mother effers at midnight and see what they're doing?
Yeah, Bevica's got. Yeah, that's why I liked her. Hers had a varying factor because it was always like, go see what they're doing at midnight. Go see what they're doing at midnight. And then you'd be like, go get me a couple of these. And then go, what's this person doing at midnight? Where it's not just go and do this stuff for me.
But what's cool about it is, like, as you progress with that character, you find out, like, she was basically working for, like, GMZ or TMZ, the TMZ version of Grump Land. Mm-hmm. And she got into, like, some serious shit and basically just had to, like, run away from everything to get away from, like, the trouble she got into for, like, airing somebody's, like, dirty laundry out in public.
Yeah.
Which is kind of it's interesting, and I think that's why her character is so attracted to your character, right? Is because, like, you're a reporter, you're kind of reporting news, and, like, that was her deal, was, like, trying to uncover things, uncover the truths.
Kindred spirit.
Exactly. Thank you.
She's like, oh, I can relate to somebody now. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about. We can,
Yeah, we both work for shitty tabloids.
Yeah, dirty people.
Yep. You like Bugsnax, I like Bugsnax, but then you find out that you're allergic to Bugsnax and you can't eat them. So.
Oh yeah, because this is when you get the second party before you go to the Frosted Peak. You get the second party.
Yep, and then you is this when you find out you're allergic to Bugsnax?
I think at the
That might have been the first party.
First party.
yeah, they try
Okay, that was a
to
while
eat
ago.
one. And
Yeah,
Phil's like, "Oh my god, what happened to you?" Even though every time he eats anything, he's like immediately in the outhouse.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on in that outhouse, by the way.
Yeah, weird noises. And if you go anytime at noon, every time I went back to Snacksburg at noon, Beffica is making a beeline for that freaking bathroom too. It's like, what the
They're
hell is going
regular.
on?
They got a schedule.
She's like, but she's like running like it's like a
She-
fucking like photo finish. She's like,
She's like Jamie Lee Curtis. She eats a lot of Activia, and she's just very regular.
Gruntivia.
Yeah, every character acts like they waited until the last second to go to the bathroom. Like,
And there's only one bathroom.
Yeah.
I never saw anybody clean that bathroom.
Speaking about the bathroom, you have to collect the fertilizer after you feed Philbo that Spuddy for Whambus.
Yeah, that's gross. I didn't understand that.
What's even weirder is you go in there and it's not in the toilet; it's in the bag,
Yeah, it's
sitting
in a
right next to
bag,
the hole.
like-
I was like, "What the hell?"
Philbo just crapped in a bag beside the toilet. That's what he does. That's his thing.
It's like, oh my god, yep, this is great. Let's just grab onto that and go give it to Whambus.
And then Wambus shoved his hands in it apparently and put it all over the floor. Good for him.
He needs it for fertilizer for his
likes it.
cactus wife.
He's a weird guy. It's weird because when you come back after getting Triffany and they have their little conversation, they make up. He says like, I have it written down. Where is it? I hope the cactus doesn't get jealous. So like he
Yep.
genuinely loves this fucking cactus. It's not just that his wife is gone and he's lonely. He loves the
You know,
cactus.
And Triffany says something about it too. She's like, "What's with the cactus?"
Yeah.
It's like, it looks just like you. What do you
Yeah.
mean? What's with the cactus?
What's weird, bringing up the fertilizer thing though, is like, think of how fucked up it is that like these people eat Bugsnax. They go do their business. You pick up the fertilizer and then you take it to Wambus, and then he plants Bugsnax in this fertilizer that's made of Bugsnax. Like, it makes the
wanna
ending
eat
of
it.
this game like Bugsnax. Yeah, I see what you're doing. You fuck the grub, you know.
Yeah, but
Sugar
the-
Pine Woods. Come
Hold
on.
on, we gotta talk about this cactus some more. The cactus also like hangs out in Triffany's tent like during the day, and then it moves back to his room at night. He just like
I did
takes it
not
out there to
notice
hang out with
that.
her.
I don't think I noticed that.
Yeah, I never noticed that.
That didn't happen. You're just making things up.
Oh yeah, these were just my dreams that I've written down here. Oh, I'm in the wrong note. Sorry.
Just dreaming about the cactus.
It's my dream journal.
Yeah.
Shit, this was a video game? Oh.
It feels like a fever dream by the end of it, to be honest. So.
By the end, I was fever dreaming by the first party.
So then you go to Sugar Pine Woods and you meet my two favorite characters in the game, which is Chandlo Funk Bun and Snorpy Fizzlebean.
I like Snorpy. I found it really weird that he already has a popsicle stick arm and like he's got super long legs. Like what is going on? He was just kind of
He's a
a
dork,
T-Rex
man.
almost.
It's like everybody knows that dorks have like long legs. That's how it works.
I don't have long legs. I mean, I'm not like full science geek or anything.
Maybe you should
Yeah,
try
right.
it. You'll get taller.
Yeah,
I
so they say.
think I'm done growing. I'm gonna shrink now.
I think it's the suspenders that make him look like he has long legs.
That could be.
Pulling his pants up higher.
And this is where you get the grapple, snack grappler. Is that what
Yeah,
the hell I think
yep,
so?
snack grappler.
So
And
speaking of this area and the snack grappler, up on top of this cottage on this chimney is one of those freaking snack pods, which was the most annoying thing for me to get
Oh.
because I kept trying to shoot and I couldn't. Eventually, I found it like glitching up on the back by putting my that spring launcher on top of the hot tub and launching myself up. Even though every time I stand on top of that thing and you try and jump yourself somewhere, and like, oh, it can only make it just to right about where it's going to end. You can't actually land on
super
top.
weird is the arc on that thing when you're standing on it is like
Well, you're heavier, but
diminished compared to the traps. And it's so weird.
But this is like once you start getting more and more of these traps, that's one thing I didn't really expect. Is I had a lot of fun with these traps. I know they were, but it made me want more.
Did you hear that? He had fun. He
I never
said
said I
it.
didn't like the game.
He had fun with this game.
So I would put anything on like the launcher and shoot it up into the air and launch it at like any of the Bugsnax. Doing like multiple. So I know we talked about this. I don't know if it was before we start, but when you put the trip shot onto the strawberry in the ball, and then I would put the ball and maneuver it on top of the launch pad, and then launch that at enemies, just for shits and giggles. like I didn't have to do all that, but like it's just like I was just
I'm gonna make the most elaborate mousetrap fucking thing ever just to
launch just the regular vanilla trap just in the air at things and open it and try and close it while it's just flying through the air.
I did that a lot too.
I had fun with the traps.
I think the tools are really fun. They're definitely super janky. Like if this game had fail states, I feel like I would have been very frustrated with the game, but because you cannot die or lose in any way, like it's fine that it's janky and weird.
Yeah, which we probably should have mentioned by now, that you literally take no damage from anything, no fall damage. You don't take damage if you run through fire.
Yeah, he just freaks out and like waves his hands in front of him for a little bit.
Yeah,
and the music speeds up. You got to break out of like ice, and you can get just punted like across the way. Yeah, but nothing ever really bad happens.
But so you do this little mission for Chandler where he wants you to grab all of his basketballs because he got all of his basketballs stuck because he's a bro. You know, he's a backwards hat wearing, muscle shirt wearing bro. And you give him all of his things, and then he's like, "Oh, let's go back and see Snorpy." And then he just fucks up the ladder, and you can't get back up. So like, you got to use the grappler, and that's where it teaches you that you can use the grappler to pull other objects as well, and pull like the stone facade away to get through like these little archways and make it back to Snorpy.
Yeah.
And I don't remember. Do you do a mission for Snorpy, or is Chandler the one that talks him into going back together?
You do some stuff for Chandler, and then he's like, "But I'm not going to leave without Snorpy." So you have to convince Snorpy to come with you.
So you do some missions for Snorpy as well, yeah.
He said doo-doo.
We already talked about the fertilizer thing. I don't know why you're bringing that back up.
Where's your post-it?
I don't know. I wrote it backwards again, so I just said fuck it and threw it away.
All right.
So then you do some more fucking Bugsnax catching for Snorpy. I don't remember.
Well, one of his things is getting the trip shot. Like his first mission is go get the trip shot from up in the tower, because you technically are not supposed to have it yet. But I already had it because you can just use the snack grappler and grab it out, and it'll fall on the ground. You can just grab it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, which was
so
very weird.
Chris is just all about breaking the game.
Yeah, I broke the game a lot of times on accident.
But the fact that it lets you do that is kind of awesome.
Yeah, but then I went up there and like there was a target up there and there was this bug flying around. I'm like, I'm not sure how I was supposed to do this, but I'm already done here. And he was just like, "Yeah, come back. You got the thing." Okay.
Oh, you just drop it, shoot at the target, and the bee runs into it and falls down.
Yeah.
First thing I did when I got up there is shoot that donut off. I'm like, oh, now I got to catch that donut. Donuts.
But I didn't bring it up, but like when you talk to Chandler the first time, he kind of hints at like this relationship with Snorpy, and it was really interesting to me like how it was talked about, because I don't remember if it's right up front where he says that like they're together, but he like mentions that like he cares about him a lot.
I think it was very like he talks about how they've been together since they were young, but I think. And we might as well just go into it because it's going to come to it anyway. But like that whole ending, I wasn't surprised, but like you get the feeling that it's coming. But then there's that one line that Chandler says, "Yeah, remember when we made out underneath like the roller coaster?" I'm like, what?
Yeah, this whole thing is like Snorpy is like, I need to tell, and I think it's one of the most endearing things about the game. Really, is Snorpy and Chandler's relationship, and that's one of the things I really was excited to talk about because it was the thing I enjoyed the most about the game. And Snorpy is like, you do all these missions for him because he wants to prove that he's brave or that he can take care of himself so Chandler doesn't have to, because Chandler's like big, strong, tough guy. And he's like this fucking nerd. And come to find out, he's like afraid to tell Chandler his feelings about him because he doesn't want him to think like he's like weaker or whatever. But like, meanwhile, Chandler's just like, I fucking love him. Like, whatever. It is what it is. Like,
what does he say? He's like, oh, we were... Well, after he says they kiss, he's like, "Oh, I thought we were just roommates with benefits or something."
Yeah, it's super weird.
Right, making out with him, and then you don't think that, like, we're not together. He's like, we've been dating for like 5 years. And
Snorpy's just like, I think one of the things that like really makes this game good is how they portray that relationship, because it was so nonchalant. You know what I mean? And this is one of the things I was really excited to talk about when I played the game. Is like, I feel like I played other games where they portray like same-sex couples, and it's just kind of like really beating you over the fucking head about it. Like, especially like, not to compare it to like a crazy AAA game, but like The Last of Us 2, right? Like I feel like the big selling point of that was like, this is how Ellie is. Look, she's in a relationship with Dina. Look at that. Look.
Spoiler.
Well, it's like in the fucking trailer, but
I'm not gonna say that.
And that was like a big talking point about the game, right? It was like, oh, Ellie is in a relationship with Dina and blah blah blah. And this, I felt like handled that in such like a more adult, mature way, where it was just like so like, yeah, like these two dudes are together and it's whatever.
I think just because it made it more. It made it like fun. It didn't made it like depressing.
Yeah.
So like these like they honestly like what they had. It was just love, and they like they went about it in a good way. Like it was just.
And it didn't like do this like bullshit thing like The Last of Us did, where it's like, we're gonna have some random people come in here and tell you how this ain't good. You know what I mean? It was just like every other grump was just like, yeah, this is cool. You know, didn't really.
Well, and it's not even just with them, but it's Lisbert and Eggabell too.
Yeah, well, I was gonna get to that, but
that one's not like that one's like you could see that one from the get go. This one like builds.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite things about this game is like what puts it high on my list is how they build that relationship, and I think the payoff is really sweet and endearing at the end.
And I think what their whole point with doing it this way is probably because this game can be like anybody can play this game, right? So kids playing this game,
that's what I'm wondering, right? Is like
tell them like you know you don't like. There's nothing wrong with this.
But do you guys think like because of some of the more adult themes, like this is more of a child's game, or do you think that this is more of an adult game?
I mean, they literally say on their website that it can be played by children and adults. But I think like my kids playing it, you know, they would have absolutely no problem with this. Like they would think it was awesome.
I think it falls under the classic good cartoon thing of like kids can enjoy it for kids things, but it's also written in a way that adults can enjoy it for adult things.
Right. Yeah. But it's not hiding anything like specifically. Like they put this right out of the open. Like you're just playing through this and you can watch this develop. Maybe like you don't realize it's happening right away, but by the end it's like it's there and it's like they're happy for like it's literally just a joyous thing.
Yeah.
There's no like weird discontent and strange stuff happening behind the scenes.
Yeah. Real quick, The Last of Us Part 2, I think the gay marriage being like overblown and like depressing. Well, depressing is because the game is depressing, but the whole overblown gay marriage thing I think was mostly very toxic fans blowing it up as like this huge thing. I don't think in the game they put too much focus on like there are two women. I don't think the game would have changed very much.
The only reason I say that is because like, and not to spoil that game, but there is a scene that happens where it's just a really negative thing about their relationship. You know what I mean? And that didn't need to happen. And it's like an adult situation looking at like this theme because it's like how society looks at it and like that there are negative stereotypes about it and all that shit, and like here is just a way of looking at that exact same situation with just like completely normalizing it. You know, I feel like they did a better job of normalizing it where The Last of Us didn't, if that makes sense. I mean I know you're comparing apples to oranges, but it was just something that like both of these games, you know, have struck me this year. Like I played both of them, and it's like I think they're probably the only two games I played that have had like same-sex relationships in them. And it was just something that stuck out to me. It was like, look at how they portrayed this versus like look at how this game portrayed it.
Sure.
You know.
Sure. I guess we agree to disagree on that point. But. Let's argue about The Last of Us on a different podcast.
But I still do think that this Chandlo and like this is.
Oh yeah, I think it's done really well here.
The biggest, but it's like probably my favorite part about this game.
Yeah,
it's just the way that they went through with that, and they didn't like. It was all just like nobody cared. Like it's not like there was people ragging on them in the snack or grumpuses or you know. It was just there. It was fine. Everybody was great.
Yeah.
But
it's one of those things that I wasn't expecting that going in, and I just felt like it was really endearing. Yeah. And it was one of those things. Is like at the end, I was like, I wish I had more of that relationship because I thought it just played out so fucking well, and I liked it a lot. But after you get all of these people together. Kind of have like this one last like big shindig or whatever. After, well, I guess you go up to the final area.
We gotta find the guru yet. Oh, and the guru.
Yeah.
Where
There's still
was she
3
at?
people left to find. We're on the third party.
Oh, okay. So you get them back, and there's a party, right? And then you can unlock the Sizzling Sands, Boiling Bay, and the Frosted Peak.
Yeah, because they're talking about, doesn't Wiggle, she's like, I saw a freaking Bugsnax with a crown on. It's the god of the Wiggles. Like, up on the thing, and everybody starts freaking out.
Okay, so this is where they're telling their scary ghost stories around the campfire, right? Yeah. And, like, shit starts to get weird, and, like, you have to go and, like, investigate. And I believe this is where you can find the very first image of the snack monster, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Well, see, I don't think I saw that until I was randomly in the Scorching Sands, I think, and where Cromdo usually was, and I was like turning around and looking, and I saw it like just sitting up on top of this fucking cliff. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Was the thing too,
and it was gone. I was like,
I had no idea that you could just like randomly see that throughout the game.
Yeah, that's the one time that I saw it was there, like until you get to the end and see it.
Yeah, that was where I saw it, was at the end.
Oh yeah, I saw it randomly in the sands. Like I was hunting, I was trying to get like the spuddies for Wambus or something at that point, and I look up and I was like, what the hell is that thing? And I immediately try to shoot it with my the little grapple gun, and it just like disappears and rolls away.
So now that we've unlocked the last 3 areas, basically, let's start with Boiling Bay, where we can meet one Floofty Fizzlebeam, who ends up being
he's weird.
His sister, which I was like, what the fuck?
That was a girl? I thought they were brothers.
Floofty? Floofty was a girl,
Well,
right?
I think. Well, first we should just say like every character calls every other character they in this game. They're just gender neutral, which is also progressive and good.
Yeah,
it's basically just
So
trying to
matter.
go off voices, I guess, is what we were assuming.
Yeah. I assumed she was female, but I could be wrong. But anyway, you find Floofty, and she's like hiding out in this like weird broken up ship, and she wants you to help her with an experiment, and everybody kind of fucking hates Floofty because she or he, sorry, I don't know,
Just random like
psychotic.
Thank you. They have like this like weird disconnect from society, basically, where they don't want to associate any kind of like of what they do to have any kind of consequences, like because she takes science very seriously.
Well, and then isn't like Snorpy thinks like it's a big like it's the what is it, like it's not the Illuminati, it's the whatever
Grumpinati.
Yeah, so like he's just like huge conspiracy theorist, and then you got their sibling who is like just another, like there's completely opposite sides of like spectrum, basically.
Very based in science and how everything has to be proven true, and that basically takes their scientific theories to like a ridiculous height, and everybody hates them for it, you know?
Yeah, because like isn't Floofty trying to like regrow like limbs, and by the like end he's really crazy and wants to cut their head off?
Yeah.
To see if it'll grow back. It's like, what the hell?
And Snorpy comes in and is like, you can't do this shit. You're gonna kill yourself. What are you doing?
Yeah, that was like, I mean, I get it. Like, I know what Floofty is trying to get at. Like theoretically, yes, it should work because look, now I have a hand. Or no, Floofty's missing like a leg, right?
A leg, yeah, that was her big thing. Their big thing, sorry.
And then they eat like a whatever you feed them to get rid of it. But yeah, it's another one of those things where you gotta get this specific one because I gotta see what this does to this part, and like give me something else for this part. And, by the way, this part I hated inside the volcano. Because the worst time I had was trying to catch a damn fucking Cheeto that's flying around. Took me like a half hour. Like I hated this part. Like
yeah, I think that area was the area I struggled with the most, with catching anything inside of it. It just felt like everything blended together in a really weird way, where I couldn't get the traps to work. But that was also before I realized that you could put the fucking trap line on the bug ball or do any of that stuff. So.
Well, yeah, and then anytime you put the trap down, like on the ground, those freaking noodler or whatever would come out and like just pick it up and whip it into the fire. It's like, correct.
Yeah, I think the top of the like ice mountain where Eggabell was that area for me where just I didn't want to catch the things there. It was too many annoying
Yeah,
mechanics.
that one was another one. I was like, man, I mean, I could do this, and I was like, I'll do it eventually, but I'm gonna go and do this in another area. But also, let's talk about the stupid puzzle that's in the volcano. That's literally just 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, it just has the switches. It's literally just go 1, 2, 3.
I don't know what you're talking about. I got a trophy for that, so it seemed pretty cool to me.
But like it's like solve the puzzle. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just do this. This can't be it, but I'll try it at first. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm like,
I had no idea that was even there until I
like,
looked at the trophy list, and I went back.
I saw those. I was like, this is weird. Like, okay, but all it is a shortcut to the doors or whatever.
Sands, yeah.
Sizzling Sand, yeah.
But you do your little mission for Floofty, and then they go back to the town, and then you can go to Sizzling Sands, and that's where you meet Shelda, and Shelda Smallywag, and she's a weirdo.
Yeah.
And
this is,
on the topic of favorite Bugsnax,
your eggs?
Buffalocust.
Buffalocust?
that is my second favorite Bugsnax.
That name is just
Good.
Well, just watching it like hop around, it's just the freaking that chicken, like
yeah,
like a chicken wing, right?
No, it's an entire it's the whole body, isn't it?
it's like breasts and wings.
And wings. But then
Yeah.
after you knock it down, it's like hopping on the ground like a fish.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is going on?
It's good. I like it.
I enjoyed the praying mantis one.
Yeah,
Dude, that
Mostly
one
because
took
you can
me-
bust it
It took
apart
me
too.
so long to figure out how the fuck to take that down. Because that's one of the ones that it's one of the very last ones that Gramble needs for his ranch. Because you need one of those, and you need someone from the
Scoopy
mountain
Banoopy.
area. Scoopy Banoopy, thank you, from the Frosted Peak, and that will complete his because he's tired of having these tiny
Yeah,
bugs.
so he wants the two big ones.
He wants a big bug snack. One that he can
It goes really well for him.
So then
Yeah.
they just break the fence down and run away. He's like, ah! But no, I like the ones that can break apart into little ones because that adds a little something else. And then I think the first time I got this was way fluke the way I caught him because I launched whatever the Spuddy is in that area at him. Because he's scared of it, so I launched it up on the platform. Then he ran away, and then the freaking flapjack thing ran into it and shot it up in a whirlwind. And I just caught it right away before it split apart. I'm like, oh, that was cool.
Don't disrespect the flapjackerack, okay? It's one of the
Flapjack
kings.
rack. That's a good name.
One of
Which
the
is
kings of the bug
all
snacks.
it is just the spin-off of the waffle one that's on the beach. Which,
But it's so awesome. It's just like a fucking bunch of pancakes with bacon on it. It just spins around the tornado.
we're speaking about that. How long did it take you to figure? I didn't ring that freaking triangle to the end.
Yeah,
To
same.
realize that those things came out of the water. I was like, what the hell?
I looked
never even
that
tried
up.
it.
I had to look it up to get the trophy, so.
I just saw it one time, so I went back and then I was like, "What the hell is this?" And I'm like, "Oh, I can interact with it."
Yeah, I beat the game, and I was like,
Two
I'm missing
coming
a
out of the
trophy.
water,
What
like-
is this trophy? And that was it, so.
All right,
But-
back to the
Shelda.
yeah.
Her mission, I believe, is you're trying to get the black Strabby or the Raz.
That's the
Strabby.
end point. I think you gotta break those eggs.
I think
the
she wants some
eggy thing.
cheese.
Yeah, she
I
wants the
don't remember.
cheese. You have to grapple the cheese off the plant that's up on the rock.
Sure.
And then you have to break these eggs, and then the little egg yolks run around,
Yep,
and you
I
gotta catch
remember that.
those. And
Yep.
then I think you have to do the
The black
black,
ras.
the black raspberry.
Yeah.
The black Strabby.
Yeah.
Which you had to do the little buggy ball maze again, and did not like that. Was not
Well, that
enjoyable.
actually wasn't that bad for me, but I think I caught the other things that try and kill it.
Yeah,
Keep going.
I tried. I didn't do that at first, and then I was like, "Well, fuck those guys." So then I went back down there, and it was like, "I'm gonna catch you and you and you."
Yeah, I caught most of the stuff, but there was one. Well, I did end up catching all of it, but I could never consistently figure out how to catch the ones that pop out of the ground, how to make them get stunned. I would lead them to stone because that seems like what I wanted you to do, but then they just turn around. So I'd do that 800 times, and then they pop out and.
Yeah, when I'd lead them to stone, I'd make sure I was close enough because then they come out of the ground, and then you can just drop that trap on them. I think.
Yeah.
One of the things I like about this area too is I believe this is the only area that you can see the big boss Bugsnax
Yeah.
kind of around, which is the Mothsa Supreme. because all the other ones are kind of hidden, and you have to do like some special things for them to appear.
Well, they don't even appear, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was like really cool how like you can see it flying around the distance.
And you're like, finally, that fucking thing that took my ship out.
Yeah. Oh, we get our revenge, boy. But you do a bunch of shit for Shelda, and then you go back, and then you go and get with, oh god, who is it? It's there's a lot of people here. Tripody and Wambus, and they open up the gorge to the Frosted Peak, and that's where you run into Eggabell.
Who's a pirate now?
Yeah, who randomly has an eye patch, and you don't find out until near the end that she just has pink eye. So, which I thought was pretty funny because, like, her big thing, like, if you've seen the videotapes and stuff up to this point, you've kind of done all the side quests and you've unlocked the mystery. You kind of realize, like, she felt like she wasn't able to keep up with Lisbert. Like, she was the town doctor, but Lisbert was always going out on adventures and getting hurt, and she wanted to be strong enough to go out there and help her out. And Lisbert was always trying to, like, kind of protect her and keep her safe.
Yeah, so she was always she started training with Chandlo.
Yeah, so Chandlo started to train her how to be, like, tougher and stronger so she could, like, handle herself. And you learn that what happened to Lisbert is, like, she was with Eggabell, and they were doing this excursion basically up to the peak, and a giant hole opened up in the mountain, and Lisbert fell down inside of it, and Eggabell's kind of been hiding out on top of the mountain ever since, like, just hanging out in a fucking igloo, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, and it's got the statues, which then you have to find. She's like, oh, you get 3 of them snacks, and I'll get the other 3, and then we'll do it. And it doesn't work the first time. And she's like, oh, let's go get Philbo. We'll need his help. And you go up there, stand on it, and, like, shit falls, and you run away until later.
Yep. And but then you take everybody back to the base, right? Or the camp. And that's like where the big party is happening. And
which would lead to the end of the game if you do that. But so let's talk about this quick. I didn't expect any of these boss fights.
Oh, no, I was about to start killing that. Yep.
The first one I did was the sushi guy, and like when you go out there,
Megamaki.
Yeah, when Wiggle starts singing to Megamaki on that boat, I was like, "Oh, this is fun." I like this part.
It's a very
it's an
unexpected thing
enjoyable thing, like just watching her sing, because the whole time she's trying to get, like, you're feeding her bud snacks so that she's trying to find like another song, because all she's known for is the Wiggle, and she basically just drunkenly stupid followed it into that. And the whole time she's trying to find a new voice or a new song, and she thinks all these different Bugsnax will give her the strength she needs. So then she's after this final one.
Yeah, this will finally give her the boost in confidence or whatever that she needs and stardom to be able to create a new hit single.
Yeah, so what was fun about this one is, like, this giant freaking sushi roll monster just comes out and is just flying around, and you just got to keep setting up trip mines and, like, knock it down, and then you got to go and grab, like, the little ones until, you know, there's just the big one left. But it took me probably a good...
For sure.
I think I might have... What the fuck am I supposed to do here?
Yeah, pizza definitely took me longer.
I think I stumbled upon that one by accident because I just got mad on top of the pyramid and started whipping the frickin' pizza rolls off.
Oh, I don't know why I just, like, that clicked with me, but this one, it just took me forever because, like, as you would break up the Megamaki,
they'll run you over, yeah.
Yeah, they would kind of just, like, push me around, and I was like, well, fuck, I can't pick them up. What am I doing here? And, like, they would then, like, some of them would, like, swim away. I think I had, like, probably 4 or 5 phases with it because I just, like, couldn't catch them in time.
Yeah. I mean, and the stuff that he launches isn't even a big deal. Like, when he's going around, you're trying to do the trip shot, he, like, launches the... I don't even know what it is, because I think it would be, like, wasabi, but it's, like, I don't know, ginger balls?
Oh, yeah, I guess I never thought about that.
Because it's sushi, so I'm like, oh, yeah. What the hell is it? I'm like, well, you'd think it would be shooting wasabi at you or something, but
then you finally catch him, and then you feed it to Wiggle, and then she becomes a horrible demon sushi monster that will fucking haunt your nightmares.
Well, let's talk about that too, because was it the Snacktivator? Floofty gives it to you, so no matter what, it remembers everything they ate, and you can
Yeah,
change
you have to do a handful of missions before she gives it to you.
But you can change, like, if they've eaten something, you can change any body part into that. Yeah. So, like, literally at the end, I was turning everybody into one solid item.
Correct. I did the same thing.
Okay. But it is really fun to see some of that stuff, because before I did the Chandlo boss fight, which is the giant freaking watermelon, I had him all in the praying mantis, the picante whatever.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that is fucking frightening.
I think I turned Bethica into like a giant watermelon.
Oh no! See, when I did the boss ones, I always if it was their boss, I turned them into that. Yeah. Another one that was weird is Floofty. I turned into the second scorpion, the red one.
Oh, I turned her into a giant peppermint.
So look, yeah, Floofty just looked like a giant like devil pepper, because it's all red and like hooked pieces, like so it's got like horns and like this weird curved nose, and she's like. They're just looking at you. It's like, I'm not coming near you anymore. I'm like, let's go over here and talk to this guy who's a giant freaking ice cream cone. But yeah, I think the sushi boss was my favorite.
So that was Wiggle, right? That had the
that was Wiggle,
and then you had Chandlo, who had the Mama Melon.
Which I thought I was screwed in that one because I used all of the spikes that fall down, and I'm like. Well, I got nothing because I screwed up the first time until I figured out the mechanic.
The mechanic was weird. I didn't understand it at first, and I was kind of confused.
It seemed like it was broken in the fact like you could get him in the trap, and then you would do this little whirlwind thing at it, but sometimes he wouldn't do it. And then I didn't have any of the little watermelons left either, and I'm like, because I grabbed them all and was putting them in my inventory. It's like, oh, crap.
I did like that fight a lot. I thought it was like a really cool setting. It was like... And I think that, again, this game does a lot of, like, weird things, like, this, I say it, I feel like in every podcast that we do, but, like, subverting my expectations of what we were going to do. I wasn't expecting to have, like, these giant Bugsnax fights.
Yeah.
And they're completely optional. Like, you don't have to do them. But I think they bring, like, a really cool element to the game of, like, bringing these different trap gameplay mechanics, like, together to fight these giant monsters. And the Mama Melon one, how you had to like drop the spikes on her and like kind of split her open. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and the whole reason to do this is because Chandler wants to be strong to lift tree stumps.
Yeah, because like there's some like dumbass tree stump in the middle of like him and Snorpy's like mill, because I think they own the mill, right?
Yeah.
The mill. And they want to get this tree stump out of the way, and he's just like, I want to lift this shit. And then you go back, and then Snorpy's like, yeah, I just took it out with some like machinery. It's not
he just used something and destroyed it. He's like, why did you do that? And then I think that's what leads to the boss fight, because then he's like, because when you're doing that, there's that weird like obstacle course he runs, and you got to shoot the weights to fall on him. So he's like just running with all these weights on his body. And I was like,
he's like, you're like helping him train.
Yeah,
so weird.
But yeah, it was interesting, but his seemed a little weird, like why he wanted to get this done. Like it makes sense for his character, but it seemed like the least that didn't really make sense to me. It seems like they put more into his relationship arc, and they could have given this boss to maybe somebody else. Because I just felt it was just kind of weak with his character, whereas the other characters with the bosses, it seemed a little more meaningful, I guess.
Well, I think
that's just so much with the pizza, because that's just Cromdo being an a-hole. But
I mean, I think it just like plays out weird, right? Because like not every character gets a boss.
No, it's only 4.
Only 4 of them, yeah. So it's like a really weird way of like figuring out like, okay, this character's going to get this boss, this character's going to get this boss, and the fact that Chandlo and Snorpy both get their like own like Bugsnax boss fights, kind of for like similar reasons, it is a weird thing. And I maybe that's another reason why I ended up liking those characters the most in their relationship, because I felt like they had the most going on. I feel like their whole storyline and like their mission structure had the most in it. Like they both have their own boss fights, and like they kind of feed into each other in a really nice way.
Like Snorpy's was just about the freaking Illuminati thing, right? Yeah.
Part of it, but then part of it too was like trying to become strong for Chandlo,
right? So by defeating the boss,
he could help him and take care of himself, and Chandlo didn't need to worry about him.
Yeah,
you know.
So that's your favorite, though. That's right, the Snorpy's boss.
Yeah, Snorpy's boss is Daddy Cake Legs, #1 Bugsnax. Ryan knows it.
He's shaking his head
Spider-Lickers,
no.
It's out of
That's
here.
what we call Ryan Daddy Cake Legs now. But I don't
Show
know,
us your cake legs.
I think it's just a fun boss fight. I mean, it's funny, just like, oh hey, like light this candle and this fucking birthday cake. This birthday cake's gonna like run away, and you just gotta keep lighting this candle, and it's gonna eventually break apart into little baby cake legs. And the fact that they're called, this is why it's my favorite Bugsnax. It's called baby cake legs, and it makes me think of Rick and Morty. I don't know if you guys have seen Rick and Morty, but they have like this episode where they have a multi-dimension television or whatever, and like they're watching this show called Baby Legs, and it's all about a detective who has baby legs, and it just made me think of Rick and Morty and made me laugh. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Daddy Cake Legs was probably my favorite. My favorite boss fight as well.
I think that was the easiest though. Like
it was easy, but it was fun.
Mechanically.
I think it was a really cool setting. I thought the idea was unique compared to the other ones. I feel like the Masa Supreme was pretty unique as well. But just the whole idea of like lighting a candle, having him run away, and then like him exploding into like basically like from a giant cake and like birthday cake pieces, like cut out pieces. I thought that was cute.
Yeah, and using the tripwire, like putting in fire, you get that revelation a little earlier. But I didn't know until I was doing Snorpy's questline that was a thing, and it's remarkably useful. It made catching the bugs on that mountain possible. It was impossible before that.
You can do it with water too.
Oh yeah. They mentioned that, but I don't think I ever used it for that.
Yeah, I don't think
In the gorge, I think I did it to catch. No, something's on fire in there that I ended up running into it. I think because I used it to bait the I did in the little pond with the soda can.
Oh yeah, maybe the
remember what I
jalapeno
caught.
scorpion thing, because that I ended up like knocking off the wall and then launching it and then making it chase me after that. It was very awkward. I definitely did not do it correctly. I'm confident in that.
All I did was spray my tripwire with cheese, and it just like ran into it.
Cool.
Whatever. Like, there's a lot of things that I think you talked about it earlier, but yeah, it's just like I somehow just stumbled into doing it.
And I feel like that was a lot of this game. It's like, hey, let me fuck with the mechanics of every single trap we have and see how this all works together. You know?
Yeah. So then the last it was kind of like a weird broken like disconnect, but I still like the traps.
Yeah, and they're fun to use. I mean, at the end of the day, they're still fun to use, even if like they're kind of broken and janky.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should add this character to the next Dishonored game. I think that worked really well in an immersive sim.
Yeah.
Smash.
Smash Brothers,
Grump
yeah.
and Smash.
It's got to come to Switch first, though.
We need Philbo and Smash.
And then we get the last giant
boss.
pizza.
It was Masa Supreme, which I thought was a quesadilla, but I guess I was wrong.
I'm telling you throw like little pizza rolls at
I was
them.
not paying attention. It was very late at night, and I thought it was a giant flying quesadilla.
Yeah. So the first parts are easy because you just lure it under and you grapple the pizza cutters, and they just like chops pieces off. But then like the last phase, it's
because
around
the way it all starts is there's like a tomb
with a pizza roll in it.
Yeah, but you have to grapple the statue above it, which has the pizza cutter that breaks it open, and that's where you grab the pizza roll thing, exploding whatever, and you throw it at it and it brings it down. But I kind of want to ducktail back to the photo mode kind of thing that earlier is. I saw that tomb like way earlier on, like when I first met Shelda, and I scanned it, and I was like, what the fuck is up with this?
Yeah.
And then the whole fact that like you can go back and kind of interact with that and do some stuff with it, I thought was really cool, because you don't just scan the Bugsnax with that thing. Like you can scan items in the world and kind of get
like
more
paintings and
and get more information about the island and the stuff that's going on. Like there's like a random corpse at the top of the mountain that you can scan, and it's just like, oh man, this Grump is dead for some fucking reason.
It's not random.
Well, it's what's her face is she thinks it's her grandma, right?
But then she's like, oh wait, I think she was missing a leg. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's not her.
Maybe
Why
it's
the fuck
her.
am I here?
And I found that way early. I'm like, this is really weird and creepy that there's just this dead thing on the top of this mountain by a
Yeah, I would say Triffany's like storyline fell the most flat for me, for real, because it's just like, oh, I'm looking for my grandma.
But you don't find, like, at first you think you're just helping her do other things, and then she's like, what I'm really doing is I'm trying to find my grandma. She came here a long time ago. But, one thing that came out when you're talking to Tiffany when you first meet her, she's like, well, I thought we were the first grumps here. Like, bitch, you just had me run around this whole place, and there's dead skeletons everywhere. How do you think we're the first people that are here? This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, Tiffany, and then there were a few quest lines that just didn't seem like they went anywhere by the end. I don't think Beffica's really went anywhere either. Like, she didn't have any revelations about her character or anything. She just like,
no,
hey, find out what all these people are doing, and then she's like, I'm still a bitch, yay!
I liked her.
When you do the channel one though, and you gotta dress her up, like, don't you gotta feed her like a bunch of the pickles or the great mosquitoes or something?
Yeah,
and she's green. She's like, well, Snorpy won't recognize me without his glasses on.
Very funny.
And she's like, oh, hey, how's it going, bro?
Yeah,
I love that shit. I thought that stuff was like really well done. That's one of the reasons I liked Beffica a lot, is for that mission and like just like her relationship with the fucking salesman guy.
Cromdo.
Thank you, God.
Which
Danny DeVito.
I love Cromdo. Yeah. Since we just finished talking about his quest line, I've got a few lines from Cromdo that I really liked here. Life is like a box of trash. You always know what you're gonna get. Trash.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one.
That was very good.
He's very, very angry at the world.
He is relatable. And then when you're talking about like the splits, like the money split for catching this big Bugsnax, he says 50-15.
And
then you're like, did you say 50? And then your question is, did you say 50 or 15? And then he's like, oh, I said 50. Again. Yeah, that was really fun. And then, God, he had one more quote. I wasn't born rich. That means I can't afford to be happy. That's just very relatable shit right there.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I turned him completely into pizza, and just from the boss, and I have to say that's the scariest looking fucking hands on anything, because it's like dripping cheese.
Like, yeah, did you turn him into the whole thing, right?
The entire thing.
I hated like the weird like triangle ears on him. Is like a horrible monster, just disgusting. So we're nearing the end, right? We got everybody back in the town. We're about to party, and
we didn't talk about the guru. How she has you put the
Bugsnax into the box.
And then you come back the next day. It's like you have to do a Spuddy at first, and you come back and her hand's a Spuddy. You're like, all right, I know what you're fucking doing. You're crazy.
See, I didn't like Shelby, so I just like.
And I really just went through her stuff. Like, she's just like didn't make any sense.
And your last Lecter, or God, I can't even talk.
Your whole interview is like, you basically come to the conclusion that you're a freaking whack job.
Yeah, and she like repeats your question with another question, and it's just like, okay, whatever. Like her story,
Chandler's loving it. Like Chandler's just like, oh yeah,
yeah.
I totally get what you're dropping.
Chandler is the best character in the game. I'm just gonna say it.
I thought you just said Beffica was your favorite.
I like the best. No, I like Beffica, but Chandler is the best.
Yeah. Real quick before we get to the last party, I have a couple of lines from the side quests and stuff. Chandler, after you finish your interview with him, you have the option to say, you really slam dunked my questions, and he just basically says, bro, don't stop. Don't say stupid things. And then I really like Snorpy's interview too. A lot of things are like redacted, and it says in this weird robot voice.
I do love that. Yeah, that was good.
But he likes to give hugs and he likes to whisper things to you, so.
I love that part though. He's just like hugs you and he's just like, oh yeah, by the way.
It's like he just starts whispering in your ear.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was doing the first time he hugs you, like in his cabin, but that was just like a genuine hug that he felt like.
It was just like a straight up hug, yeah.
Yeah. And then I didn't read a lot of the like descriptions when you scan a Bugsnax, and you can like push square to see somebody saying something about it.
Yeah, but like their description and the character somewhere near the area.
A lot of those were funny, but one that I wrote down was Sodi. It says, this one tastes like water, but bad. It's basically a joke about like bubbly, like carbonated water. They don't like carbonated water over there.
Yeah, well. Speaking of the Sodi, I gave that initially, I think the Dr. Pepper ripoff one that's in the second area, and I gave that to Hoambus, and that is the most creepy mustache because it's a straw.
Oh yeah, I had that on him too.
And it was very, very. I was like, every time I saw him, I was like, what the hell's wrong with that guy?
You know what's weird about like the Bugsnax transformations though is like with Wambus in particular, because I ended up turning him into like a bunch of burgers. I think by the end is like when you give him the bunger, he ends up like having like French fry arms still, or like curly fry arms.
Yeah, curly fry.
Curly fry.
What the fuck is that? I gave you a hamburger. Why you got curly fries on
Well,
on
the
your arm?
hamburger's got like fried. What are those tusks?
Yeah.
The bunger.
Yeah, and curly fry.
Oh, come on.
The frieder is the
bunger,
straight.
bunger.
Yeah, the frieder has the straight.
That's a
French fries.
stretch. So what happens if you give him the barbecue bunker?
I think that one
I
still
don't
has. I don't know.
I think it's very similar. I think it's just like if you give like the strawberry and then the white straw.
Bad
you know.
game. Bad.
Bad.
All right, are we ready for this last party?
I think so.
All right, we got all the characters. We've got your Snorpies, your Filbos. We haven't really mentioned Filbo, but he's been an OG the whole time, right? He's just like,
Yeah, poor guy.
let's get the gang back together, and everybody's like, hey, Filbo, fuck you, you suck. And he's just like, why? I don't get it. Filbo, all right, guy, I don't get it. But he's like, hey, let's have one last party, or let's have a party since everybody's here. And you, this is like probably my favorite part of the game. You had to like do these like small interactions with every single character, and like with Cromdo, he wants to give drinks to other people, and then like everybody needs to be on the dance floor, but you have to like kind of help everybody like with their issues, and like you help Wambus with Gramble. Cromdo wants to give out all his drinks and refreshments before he goes, so like you give a drink to Wambus. He has the courage to apologize to Gramble for being a dick to Gramble all the time, because Gramble loves Bugsnax and doesn't want to eat them, and Gramble's like, yo, fuck your Bugsnax, I'm gonna put him in the ground and farm them. And then what you have to give
Wiggle drinks too, because
Wiggle
she's like
drinks for him
dehydrated.
because like she needs a drink in her before she can start dancing. You have to change the music to the right song for Beffica, and then you have to kind of separate Floofty from Snorpy by having Triffany go and talk to her about some like ancient ruins.
Yeah,
And
about to dance, like what dancing mean or something stupid.
yeah,
like
it's
that,
really
yeah.
weird. Like, and then Snorpy and Chandlo have like their moment where Snorpy finally like tells Chandlo like how much he loves him and cares about him, and he's like, that's where he has that line,
Yeah.
with, bro, don't you remember where
We
we
went out underneath the carousel or whatever.
And then they like kiss, and then they go and join the dance floor as well. And
So, just talking about that kiss, that was like, it was a little strange. Not because of like just the way they kind of did it. He said, like, doesn't Snorpy say something very? It's very odd. I don't remember.
I don't really
exactly what he
remember.
said.
I just remember thinking, oh, this is a very sweet, tender moment. I
Yeah,
like.
but when they actually kiss, like, Snorpy's like, oh yeah. It's like,
Yes, okay, that I do remember.
I was
Yeah,
like, okay. But I think the one that took me the longest was the stupid fraud, where you just basically
Shelda.
throw the mug. Yeah, you throw
Same.
the mug at the ball above her head. I'm like, what the hell is going on with this lady? Like, I don't understand. I'm like, and I looked
oh
up,
yeah,
I'm
she wanted you to like
oh.
rain confetti down on top of her.
And she says like, there's a ball that must explode and rain stars on me or something like
I
that.
actually found that pretty quick because I just like looked up and I was like, well, that thing looks like it'll pop open.
And
And,
just whipped a mug at it.
Yeah, I saw it. I just didn't. I was like, I can't use my traps here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I didn't think to throw a drink on it for a while. Also, I like how you literally mentioned every
Threw a
single
basketball
character
at it.
what to do for them, Tyler, except for Shelda. That's how much you dislike Shelda. You just completely.
yeah,
just
dude, I
skipped over.
fucking hated Shelda. I was really trying to ignore the fact that she existed in this game at all. You had to bring her up.
But yeah, the last party is super cool. It has super like point and click adventure game vibes.
Yeah, and it's just like, and it's the part of the game that is the best, right? It's the character interactions, these relationships that you've kind of grown to establish with these characters, and how you've seen them kind of bloom throughout the
And
whole.
everybody gets along at the end. You know, it's a nice big come
Yeah,
together
and,
before it's like,
you know,
oh shit, the fucking island's exploding.
Yeah, and nobody was dunking on Filbo, you know, and it was like a very nice moment. And then like you go to the top of the like balcony with Filbo, and you're like overlooking the party, and it's just like, oh, this is a good moment. And then everything fucking starts to go to hell very quickly.
So before this, like, my game was literally bugged where it told me, like, I got the platinum trophy at the end, but it continuously on the PS5 kept showing me that I had to do get everybody on the dance floor, even though I did it. And I was like, the hell is going on? So I actually went back after beating it because it starts you like right at the party again. So I did it all again. I'm like, I got it all again. Didn't tell I had the party, but it still said like in the bottom corner or whatever, like what you're doing next. You're 0%, and then it said like failed. And I'm like, what the fuck? I have the trophy. It's like, whatever.
Weird.
Anyway, that's PS5. We'll just blame PS5. Unless you want to send us some free ones, then.
Sony, send us free PS5s. Young Horse, send us a PS5.
Big Daddy Cake Legs need some, right? That's what it is, Big Daddy.
Yeah, Big Daddy Cake Legs over here needs the PS5.
For everybody watching at home, Tom, you just pointed at me, and Tyler, you pointed at Tom. Nobody pointed to Ryan.
Where's Ryan compared to where I'm sitting?
To the opposite side of you, where you pointed.
Right here?
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Big Daddy Cake Legs. He needs.
I'm pointing at nothing.
So then the island starts to shake. There's like a rumor, right, throughout the game that like the island's kind of breaking apart, especially once you meet Eggabell.
Earthquakes or something, yeah.
Yeah, there's like earthquakes.
Well,
And,
isn't like Wambus? Wambus is like, oh, it's the fucking volcano.
yeah. And then I think Snorpy's like, oh, it's the Grumpinati. They're coming after us. And Philbo and Eggabell go up to like the door that you couldn't get into, and then you finally get it opened up, and you finally fall into the Undersnacks.
Which is funny because as you're going to this, I think Philbo or somebody says that you need, or Eggabell comes down. She's like, well, I need you and Philbo, and then she says, sorry, Chandlo. Because he's like thinking he should go.
Yeah, because he's like the toughest. Yeah.
She's like, sorry, Chandlo. He's like,
I guess I'll go throw some basketballs over here.
he just pulls a Tyler. He's like, I guess I'll go fuck myself.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever.
Undersnacks.
So you get into the Undersnacks, and it's just a bunch of fucking Bugsnax, wall-to-wall Bugsnax as far as the eye can see. And you're like, you hear Philbo in the distance, like crying out for help, like, ah! And you're like, oh, fuck, Philbo's getting murdered.
You all get separated when you go in and down.
And so you kind of go through the tunnel, and that's like where I got my very first glimpse of the weird Bugsnax Sasquatch thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what the name of it is. Do you guys remember the name of it?
I think it's Bugsquatch.
Okay, that sounds right. The Bugsquatch. And it's kind of like overseeing Philbo. Philbo, like help him up to his feet, and then you walk into like this giant open cavern where is Eggabell there? I don't remember.
No, she comes after you talk to Lizbert.
Okay,
she falls down and
so
she's like, well, that's typical.
You have like the Bugsquatch, and all of these Bugsnax are starting to come up after you.
I like Sass Snacks better. That sounds better.
But then you see this giant fucking Bugsnax monster, and it turns out to be Lizbert. And Lizbert has turned into this giant, crazy Bugsnax dragon monster thing. And she tells you about like what's really going on. And it turns out the Bugsnax are a fucking parasite that force themselves into your body because they want to take control of you.
They want to be eaten.
The fuck? What the fuck?
It's also the thing. Yeah, it's
What? Dude, when I saw that, I was like, what the fuck is going on in this game?
That's
right?
Weird.
yeah.
Right?
Maybe you seem like you're at a what the fuck 10 out of 10. I was at like a what the fuck 8 out of 10, but yeah.
No, I'm like, what the fuck? Like what the fuck? Like, what is going on? How do you write that? How do you go from like, oh, these like cute little Bugsnax things? It's like, oh no, by the way, they're parasites and they want to fucking murder everything. And
What a twist!
It was just like,
Well, I think they've definitely hinted that something weird and dark is happening, and that nobody really understands what Bugsnax are. So it wasn't a complete like out of left field. It was definitely surprising that they are what exactly they are. They're just like literally a parasite that takes weird forms, whatever form they want. Apparently, it seems like.
and they're like they take the form of basically whatever you are the most interested in to make you want to eat them, so they can take control of you. And like the whole time, whatever her name is, Fizbert is talking to you. She's like, "Oh, I'm like fighting them off right now, just so I can have a coherent conversation." It's like, What the fuck, game?
Well, it's like they all want to be eaten by you, but the whole time you can't eat them, and they're all running away from you. So you have to trap them. And why aren't they easier to catch if they want to be eaten?
Well, because they know that they can't take hold of you, right? Because you're allergic to whatever bullcrap story method they came up with.
Yeah, so after Lizbert gives you that big long monologue of like how she's keeping the island together, and you know she has to do it by herself or whatever. That's when Eggabell falls down. She's like, "That's typical." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna eat some, and we'll be one.
Yeah, and they end up becoming one giant weird Bugsnax monster together. What a fucking weird thing to happen.
Then you get whipped up.
And then you, and then you get thrown
at the beginning again.
Yeah.
And
well, real quick, Liz is like content with the fact that she is like gonna die to get everybody off the island. She doesn't seem very upset at all when Eggabell just decides to jump in there. She's like impressed, like, "Oh wow, look what you just did. That's so cool." She's not like,
she's proving
"You just murdered yourself with me."
Yeah.
Do you think? Together. Well, I think like the plot thread there was like she was trying to fight off the Bugsnax, but she wasn't strong enough to do it by herself. So if Eggabell joined in and became one with her, that together they would be able to fight off the Bugsnax control.
But Lizbert didn't know that would happen. Like when Eggabell did it, she's like, "Well, you can't just," and then she like just eats it or walks inside or whatever. And then like immediately, and she's like, "Oh."
But I think that was her train of thought, right? I believe that's what she says. Is like, "Oh, well, then I'll help you. You know, you don't need to do this alone. You don't need to hold them off," because like she was kind of, since she had all of like this giant form with the Bugsnax, she kind of had a little bit of control over them and was kind of keeping them at bay from completely taking over everybody that was on the island.
Well, and then Eggabell finally gets to like be of use, because the entire time she felt of no use, and that's what she wanted to prove to her. So it's like the perfect thing, and she realized
like with her help, she could help keep the Bugsnax at bay for sure long enough for everybody to get back and get everybody out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But then it doesn't really make any sense when we say that, because like as soon as you come back to like at the beginning,
they're
where
coming after you, which
like,
by the way,
all the Bugsnax are just like coming after everybody, and everybody's like taking chairs and shit. It's like back, you know.
Which is my favorite part. So after you get up and like you get Filbo again, and you make it back to Snaxburg, and you're like, "We got to rally everybody. We got to get to the freaking flying airship and get out of here." They turn all of your traps into fucking killing machines.
Yeah, which it was super weird, and I wasn't thinking that. It was like, oh, hey, we're gonna have like basically a horde mode with Bugsnax, or it's like you're gonna use all the traps you can use this throughout the game to fight them off, to not die a horrible death from a parasite.
Which I don't think there's any way to lose any of these, because I think the trip line one I really kept fucking up. Like I didn't understand what was going on, and I just kind of muffed my way through it. And I was like, okay.
I definitely fucked them up a lot. They're very forgiving with it, but you can lose because you know, there's a trophy for keeping everyone alive, and people can die during that if you're not doing well. Yeah.
I kind of want to go back.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I knew that was because I read that trophy and I looked up like people can die, and it's like, yeah, people can die apparently. I don't really know what it looks like. I didn't see the video or anything.
That changed the end of the game, because apparently there's another ending as well. If you don't do all of the side quests for everybody, you have another ending.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Nobody?
Anyway, the best killing trap is the strawberry with the spikes, so you can roll over everything.
That's true.
At least that's the most fun.
I don't remember any of them. They were not memorable moments.
Oh, come on, the murder ball that you just laser around and just run people over with.
The launch pad sucked.
I remember the murder ball, but everything else was like not memorable at all. I don't.
Yeah, the launch pad was really bad. I mean, I didn't like the launch pad throughout the game. That was just the wonkiest thing. Anytime I had to use it to catch a bug, it was unpleasant. What I did like here was Floofty and Shelda arguing over who has to use this cool gun for killing Bugsnax. They're like, no, you use it. No, you. And then you show up and get to use it. And then Triffany using...
Like, I know somebody that's got some killing instincts or something like that. It's like, oh, okay.
A gamer. Yeah, and then I love that Triffany is using Cactus Triffany as a weapon.
Yes.
Did not even notice that at all.
I was obsessed with Cactus Triffany, you guys. I think I'm in love.
Clearly. Okay, Wimbles.
You do live by cacti, so I mean...
So going forward in every podcast, we're going to call Chris Wambus, and Ryan will be Daddy Kick Legs.
Also, for further video podcasts, I expect next time to see in the corner of your room a cactus with a hat on.
I'm gonna add a 5th camera to this layout, and it's gonna be Cactus Triffany.
It kind of reminds me of that weird Digimon, though, so I don't really want to do that. Wasn't there a Cactus Digimon?
Yeah,
I might be thinking of something else.
I think it evolved from like Ivymon or something.
Yeah, okay. I thought so. But yeah, then you all escape from the Snacktooth Island in your weird broken airship that somehow was fixed in your giant ship with a balloon. I still don't understand how the thing flies. It's like a regular boat. It's a regular boat with a giant balloon. It doesn't make sense.
Don't you play the Fortnite game? Yeah, isn't that the whole premise with Fortnite? The bus is flying on a balloon.
Fuck off! All right.
Damn.
You got me.
Except right now, because right now it's being flown by Stark Industry weirdness. Yeah.
But I forgot about that. But you're right. Anyways, you fly the balloon to safety and you land on the island, or land at.
It's like a beach, yeah, because you can see you can still see the island.
Yeah, you can see the Snacktooth Island off in the distance, and then I like this because you can have like one final character interaction with every single character, and then you go and talk to Philbo, and he's like, "Well, I guess that's the end, huh?" I guess it is. You fucking muppet. Let's end this thing.
And then you're friends, and you go to GNN.
Yep, and then Philbo joins GNN, and
what's weird is like when they get done talking to your boss, and she tells you you're fired anyway, basically because everybody thought you were dead. She's like, "Well, that would have been real cool if it was real." And Philbo's like, "Yeah," and he's like, just kind of stops.
Yeah, I think it seems like maybe they like lied and said that it was a fake story or something intentionally to keep people from knowing about Bugsnax because it's dangerous.
Oh, they definitely did, because the context after the credits is the secret, the secret voice that comes in. Oh, did they know? She's like, "Oh no, blah blah blah," you know.
But then also, like, we see a Strabby.
Yep, come out of the boat.
Yeah, it was like on the mainland. So
yeah, I like that tease. That's where the sequel's going. Mainland. It's like everybody's always talking about. Oh, what if the thing was in like a city? That's basically what we're gonna get.
Oh, it's gonna be an MMO. Bugsnax MMO
Bugsnax Battle Royale.
Yep.
No, I'm telling you, it's gonna be the next Dishonored. Arcane's gonna make Bugsnax 2.
It's actually just going to come out like a puzzle game, like Candy Crush. That's going to be it. Just Bugsnax falling.
But then we get the credits with that great Kiro Kiro Bonito song.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to so.
Bugsnax. Talking about Bugsnax. So it's like a bug. It's like a snack.
Try to catch them in your trap.
It's a little bit more jazzy than I remember, but I'll give it to you. But,
yeah, you guys think there's a lot of weird like jazz and rock and shit covers out there? I didn't look for them, but I'm guessing they're out there.
There's no death metal cover.
Oh, I'm sure there has to be.
Do you guys think we're gonna get a live performance of that at the Game Awards?
100%.
Yeah,
I hope so.
100,000%. Somebody will be singing next.
I mean, it's all going to be digital anyway, so there's no reason why they can't get Kiro Kiro Bonito to do it.
That's true.
You think the mascots from Fruit of the Loom will be there and they have to like trap them? Thank you, Tom, for laughing at that.
Probably,
horrible joke.
yes.
I mean, in a grape suit, like running.
For once, Keeley doesn't need to bring fucking Muppets on. He can just have some freaking Grumpuses.
Yeah.
Who needs Muppets when you got Grumpets? You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like a lawsuit. Like I hear Jim Henson's son on the phone.
Well, that was it. That was Bugsnax. We did it.
Pretty good game. Do we have scores? Do we have numbers we want to give it?
Final thoughts, scores. What we got here?
I'm pretty on par with what GI gave it, and I'm like around a 6-7. Like, I probably would have started before playing it. I would have given it like a 4, but I enjoyed it a decent amount. But like I said, I don't know if I'd actually.
That is surprising, Tom, because every time we brought it up, I felt like you were just like, "Fuck this game, I don't care about it." Like, this shit sucks.
I enjoyed it, but there was definitely parts where like I was just like, I need to get through this. Like,
well, I'm glad that like you found something out of it, because I was worried. I know, but I was worried because like the last thing I want with like, especially with what we're doing, is for any of us to like be having a horrible time playing a game. Unless it's Ryan playing Resident Evil, then I don't really care.
Yeah.
Then it's a good time. Resident Evil 8 coming out next year.
I definitely want my kids to play this game. Like, it's definitely, I think, a kid game that they should play just because it's good. It's got a nice variety of things in it, and I think they would enjoy it. But yeah, probably 7. I give it 7, not 10.
Chris?
Yeah.
8.5. I think it's very good, but just it's just janky, you know. I think a 9 is like if this game had done everything perfectly and it wasn't janky, it would probably be a 9 because it's still not like it didn't blow my socks off or anything. But the jankiness definitely drags it down a little bit. It's a little frustrating at points.
Yep. Ryan?
I'm with Tom. It's a 7 for me. I had a good time. I'll probably go back to this and catch some more Bugsnax, but
yeah, I'm probably sitting around an 8. It would be higher, but the jank of all the traps working together and the fact that I only really cared about like 4 characters out of the 12, the 13 that were in the game is just like, I mean, I really enjoyed it. It was really captivating while I was playing it, but
Jank in the trank.
Yep. But I mean, overall, it was a fun game.
Yeah.
So the Spelunkers aggregate score is 775.
I can see
together
that.
and averaged.
Yep.
Cue the graphic that flies through the middle of the screen. Starburst.
I'm not making that graphic. Nobody is
Yeah,
saying
that's your
anything.
job.
Yeah, before we get to like the end and plugging all the shit we're gonna be doing, I would really like to apologize for how fucking off the rails this one was.
Okay,
Really?
this is the first one that we've all, like. Well, Chris wasn't drinking, but I mean, I'm not like drunk, but I'm drinking.
Well, I mean, Tyler didn't know he was
I
hosting
enjoyed
until 2 minutes.
Yeah,
before we
I
started.
forgot that I was hosting. I've been very busy at work. I didn't know I was hosting until like 20 minutes prior. So, surprise! I hope it was okay.
Woo.
I had fun. I mean, I hope you guys had fun.
It was a good time. It was very loosey goosey. I think it was a good time.
Yeah. I mean,
Actually, I think it fit with the game anyway because it wasn't
Yeah,
really like a linear path. So
Yeah, you're gonna want to be a little drunk or high when you play this game anyway. So
yeah. Daddy Cake Legs over there, not even saying anything. Just a head nod.
Yeah.
that's why you want to endorse him, Sony. Give him PS5.
Yeah.
Yes. Drunk and alcohol use.
yeah, you know they missed out on all that. They missed out on all that sweet people blowing smoke through their Series X's. Ryan will do it to a PS5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right through the fins like a shark. It'll just cut through.
He'll take the white parts off and put them on his back, and then he'll like act like he's a dragon. You
What
know?
did I eat a PS5 bug snack?
It could
Oh
be.
my god.
Perfect. That is fantastic.
Yes.
Have you guys tried it? Is the PS5 edible? I don't have one yet.
Oh,
So
here, hold on.
Yeah. Just go in the living room.
I
and take a
don't.
bite.
I don't want to know. I mean, I'm already having trouble.
The controller first.
I'm having trouble like charging my controller, so the fact that like I would try to eat it would just fuck it up even more. So
is there a bunch of Emmy sweat on that, Tom?
You know, that could
ripping
be
the
that could
controller
have
from
been
that
Emmy.
Sackboy stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty intense, man.
Doesn't
That was very intense.
doesn't taste like a Switch cartridge.
I never tasted a Switch cartridge.
Me
but
neither.
I
I hear it
not?
sticks with you for days.
I have not.
I guess I'll have to taste my PS5 controller.
Put it on your extra life thing.
That's a good
You know,
idea. We'll look at
$15.
Switch
I'll
cartridge.
look at cartridge.
I'll do that for free. You don't have to.
Oh,
Yeah.
They taste great. It tastes like Bugsnax. It's Nintendo.
Oh, Nintendo's the Grumpinati. I knew it.
All along.
The hull tracks.
So
that's-
speaking of
that's
next
what I
time,
want.
Bugsnax, we did it.
Woo!
Thank you. Guys.
so
The end.
next time we will be doing the Pathless. I believe that is what the community voted on.
Yep.
We don't have a big community, but they sure fucking voted.
Yep, they didn't like that Chris emoji, so they did not vote for whatever.
Yeah,
he
that
stood
wasn't
for.
really fair because they just don't like my face. So
I noticed how Tyler didn't use his emoji for any of those.
Well, mine's not accurate at all. I think Chris's emoji is probably my favorite emoji. That's why I used it.
I like just pitting mine against Ryan's because it's just like he's very questionable, and I'm like,
I like this. Chris is just like kind of smug looking, and Ryan's just like super worried. It's like, oh, you're two good ones.
Oh, but yes, the Pathless, which we will start now, and this will be a 4-week endeavor.
Two-parter.
Two-parter. We're gonna do,
We're
even if it's not a
back
two-part
to
game.
two-parters.
We don't care. We're gonna do 2 parts anyway. Which, looking at my calendar, which clearly I should have not done this before because this is much more fun. Let's see, December. Is it 11th?
9th.
Is that the first one?
No, the 10th would be the Thursday.
10th.
Yeah.
So you can play till the 9th and put in for how far? We're doing the first 2 bosses.
First 2 bosses.
Oh,
Yeah.
God,
So
Cyberpunk
make sure you
sounds
send
like
in your questions like by the 9th because we'll be recording on the 9th because the Game Awards are on the 10th.
Oh, that's right.
that. That's right. Okay.
Yep.
And then, so this one will be a double Wednesday because then the next one is we're doing on the 23rd of December, the Wednesday,
Correct.
because the 24th is Christmas Eve. So
Yeah.
this will be moved to Wednesday recordings. So get your stuff in, and I believe the way we broke it up is we talked to one magnificent, or Tyler talked to one magnificent.
We, the collective
Hilliard.
Spelunkers, talked to.
And we may not have sent him pictures.
It was the collective.
Stop talking
It
about the
was
pictures. Stop talking about the pictures.
So he gave us some guidance on our breaking points, and I think for the most part, where it's first 2 bosses is where
Yeah.
we're doing the
Yeah,
cutoff.
first
Beat the
2
second
bosses.
boss and then stop.
Yep.
So do that.
You
Stop.
do whatever you want up to the second boss, and then don't fucking touch it.
And this is available for everyone to play on like everything, right?
I think
Yeah,
it's on everything.
it's on PC, PS4, PS5, iOS. I don't
Oh, yeah.
think it's on Xbox.
Yeah, not Xbox or Switch, but
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, that pretty much runs the gambit right there. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
I'll be
anybody
playing
who
on
plays
phone.
games. Yeah.
yeah, which I think
Yeah,
it's
that'll be
actually it's on
interesting.
Apple Arcade, I believe, which is crazy. Otherwise,
Yep.
you're paying $40 for it, which I'm gonna be playing on PS5. So
Yeah, I'm playing PS5.
That's the other reason I'm playing phone. I don't have to spend $40.
Whambus!
Hey, thanks for letting me host, everybody.
Hey, good job, man.
Good job.
Let's let
Good
Chris
job,
host the next
Capcom.
one.
I can. I got no problem.
Go
with
for it.
I just need to know beforehand.
It'll be a mystery.
Let's wait until 20 minutes prior, and then we'll remind Chris that we talked about this right now.
Or let's
Yeah.
do it really weird, and we'll just tell Ryan that he's hosting 20 minutes before.
Yeah. There we go.
That'll be great. The one guy
right.
playing on mobile.
Well,
It'll be a mobile interview.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Tyler.
It was
Thanks,
fun.
Tyler.
It was fun.
Thanks, Tyler.
We talked about Bugsnax.
Talking about Bugsnax.
And thank you, community.
Yeah. We hope you played along. We hope you had fun, and we hope to hear more from you on the Pathless.
In 2
Emails, Discord, wherever you want to throw your information at us.
Follow us at Twitter at the Spelunkers. It's a good Twitter handle. You guys should follow it. It's good.
Yeah, lots of fun stuff comes out.
Chris, why are you wiping your webcam
I'm gonna
down?
keep waving until we're done.
Everybody wave so Bob can gif us. Okay, not with a bottle cap in your hand. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening, watching. We will
All right.
really hope
Bye.
everybody's watching the video version.
Yeah. Miss Gold like that.
Oh, but thank you, everyone. We look forward to the next one on the Pathless, and we will see you then. Bye.
Bye.